All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, chiefly of Great Millstone, who rule well. I'm in the UK. It's Christmas Day, or so the Christmas that they like to celebrate. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I've gone for a walk. One thing that I'm feeling is that the one good thing about I don't even dare say it, but I mean, like, about the time now is that everything's at rest, man. There's no running around. There's no everybody chasing the dollar. You know what I mean? And it reminded me of a scripture which says, you know, the earth is at rest and people break forth into singing. You know, when Esau family goes down, this might be a little bit of what it's like, you know, just serene and calm, less suffering, and nature being able to breathe. Let me see if I can find that scripture and we'll get a vibe. Oh, just finding it. Isaiah 14:7. Let's take it from the start, man. Because Isaiah 14 is something. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and shall cleave to the house of Jacob, man. That's, you know, Israel gonna be in front. And here the strangers, the people that I believe have the Israelites that, you know, maybe turned into Gentiles or kind of were apart for a while, but everybody's going to come back together, and they shall cleave. That means they shall stick to you, man. They're going to be tight. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess. Oh, the strangers are the heathen, sorry. The house of Israel shall possess them, and the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. All right, so people, all the heathen are going to come to us, and we'll take them under our possession, you know. He that is in captivity must go into captivity. He who killeth with the sword must be killed by the sword. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. And that hard bondage was the captivity, or the various captivities of Israel over the years.
That's all I
You know, and see that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? So the king of Babylon, well, we know Babylon is let's say NATO and the EU, or the powers that be, the Rothschilds, the banking families, the Bilderbergs, the what. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. These are the things that the power, the ways in which the scepter and the staff were. Scepter was a symbol of authority. I have authority to do what I have, and the staff was for a symbol of power or of punishment. You know, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me still, meaning the power that I will diminish, the force, the might. You know, so, but that's going to be broken. You know, and what happens when that happens? He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hinder. So when Esau goes down, no one's going to be there to try and stop him because everybody was so oppressed by him. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, and if we can get a vibe for maybe what the whole earth might be like, it might be a time like this, man. A time where it's just quiet, peaceful. All you can hear is the bird song. Maybe see a few deer scuttling in the bushes, chewing some grass. And I just can't wait, man. We've got the temptation before us, man, and not all of us is going to make it through, you know. But even if we don't, man, we'll be good in the kingdom, man. We're just waiting for that day. It's just a small taste of what's to come. Let's see what else they say. Yea, the first trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come across us, come up against us. So, since Esau had been chopped down as a tree, since his rulership, since his scepter and staff have been crushed by the Lord, the whole earth becomes peaceful. And the cedars of Lebanon, and remember that people are often referred to as trees, the peoples of the earth. They're no longer oppressed, man. Nobody's oppressing them anymore. What else? Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It is stirred up. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Now the dead, you know, are the people that are, what's the word? I mean, obviously in Ezekiel 37, the dead are people that are without knowledge. You know, but dead are people that are not doing anything of any significance, you know, who are incapable of, who are stuck in vanity, whose works may as well be not as if they had not lived, you know. So the dead, those rulers, those kings that have been stuck doing nothing but being oppressed and allowing their people to be oppressed, they will suddenly wake up. This is the hell. So the hell is a metaphor that suddenly nations and kingdoms and nations will rise up and understand that they don't no longer need to be oppressed by this ruler. Let's see that. And carrying on. Even the chief ones of the earth, thou hast raised up from the thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread underneath thee, and the worms cover thee. So, destruction, decay, as the worm is decay. So, the worm is spread underneath thee, the worm decay, the worm breaks down from inside. So that's the meaning of the worm. The decay will not just be happening from the destruction happening outside from various missiles and ships and stuff, but it'll be happening inside and underneath. I'm not sure about how the underneath works, but since thou art laid down no fellow, let's see, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worms spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? And Lucifer here being the light bearer, the leader, the person who tells people how things is going to run. The WHO, the IMF, the EU, the UN. Lucifer, that's all Lucifer. Anybody who's a leader is a light bearer. It's a form of Lucifer. In the metaphorical, literal sense, right? We know that currently in this country, everybody considers Lucifer being the devil, but literally it comes from as in lumen or lucid, meaning having light, illuminated, luminous, all meaning light, lucid being clear, as in lightened, or having the light shone upon it. So Lucifer just really means, the real literal term, and apart from the modern understanding, is Lucifer just really means someone who bears the light. For thus I said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven and exalt my throne upon the stars, above the stars of God. Now that's what the Lord, this is what the Edom has purposed, and Amalek have purposed, with the MOTB and AI and the CBDC. Those three things are all going to come together to create this, to try and create a situation that will enable Esau to, in his own mind, to be like a god. To be under complete control of all people, to know all things that are happening, control all transactions, control all energy transfer, to mete out instant death, to mete out instant healing. This is his idea anyway. For thus I will exalt and sit above the stars of God. I will sit upon the mount of the congregations in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to the hell, to the sides of the pit, hell being the grave. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? Reminds me of a time I went to a nightclub and we were playing this psychological game which it made everybody believe that we were sounding like these big ballers basically. And we had a load of people, a load of women dancing around us, and we was just sort of dancing with each of them, and they were hip to it. And at the end of the day, kind of all faded. I don't know, I guess we got tired, or some people went home, and I was just there looking at the club thinking what a great time we'd had. I remember this girl came up to me and said, you guys aren't really ballers, are you? She started to look at me narrowly thinking, is that the same guy that had all these girls dancing around him? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so similarly, people will look upon Esau, who's been controlling people with a mind trick, with white supremacy, who painted the faces of the judges, who made is the whole of Israel and the history of Israel and the history of Jacob and the history of the Bible and the history of Yahushua, to make them all seem like white people. When that all disintegrates, and it is disintegrating. I saw a lesson done by an elder, GMS Maccabean Spirit, I believe. 144B, I think his channel is. And he's talking about how Bill Gates is coming out with the truth about, who the real Hebrews of the Bible were. It's kind of a funny one, because I actually think he's controlled that position, but this facade is being dismantled, and people are looking narrowly, at Esau now, saying, is this the same guy we thought was God? Is this the same guy who we thought was more evolved than us? When they start to find out that in the Middle Ages, the people were wearing their or they were wearing their underwear until it disintegrated, or where they used to not like to, their wigs were full of lice, so they used to powder their wigs They didn't like to take baths. All these people in the stately homes that you're seeing, like you go to the stately homes in the UK, the manors and the mansions, and you see all these grandiose pictures of them. Actually, they were disgusting. Actually, really vile people. So, as the truth comes out, as Esau's scepter and his staff are broken, people will again look narrowly and say, is this the same guy that we held in high esteem? And let's see. And even the Asians, man, they're going to start looking at them, because we know the Asians, they kind of really idolize Esau, man. I should say. The Elamites and the Ammonites and the Moabites. They really look up to them Edomites and Amalek, man. But I think that's the emperor, is parading around in no clothes, but everybody's got this kind of trick, playing this trick on everybody's mind. That's that glamour fades. That's the illusion wears off. I begin to question their thoughts. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. That's it. When kings of the nations are buried, they're remembered in glory. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. And the branch being, like the family tree, yeah? And this is why I guess peoples are seen as trees as well. And as a raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. So, when you prune a branch, when you've got a tree and the tree's got a dirty, or you've got a plant and the plant's got disease on it, you cut that branch off, man. You don't even want that to be anything to do with the rest. You don't want to remember that branch, you just chuck it away. When if someone was thrust through with a sword, right? This guy was wearing a really nice jumper, a really nice sweater, but he was killed, he got stabbed up. You ain't gonna put that, you're gonna resell that clothes, you're gonna give that to anybody, say, oh yeah, it's got a stain on it where someone got stabbed up. No, you just get rid of it, you get rid of you throw the whole damn garment away, man. Because, nobody wants to keep that, right? What's the last one? Something about as a carcass trodden underfoot. Yeah, so the carcass of the dead. You see a dead rabbit in the road. Nobody goes and gives it a proper burial. They kind of maybe just they might just kick it out to the side of the road so it doesn't disturb any other cars, right? So this is how the memory of Esau will be. He ain't going to be remembered in prosperity by the history books. Just going to be forgotten about, man. In fact, when the time comes, there will be no remaining of the house of Esau, and there probably won't be many books on him or anything about him, man. It'll just be like, oh yeah, this is dude, man. And he was awful, so we kicked him out and we burned him. And that was it. That's literally gonna be it, And I love the fact that we're doing these videos, because hopefully in the kingdom they'll survive, man. And we'll have this kind of massive amounts of archive of the journey. Anyway, let's see. With that, I'm going to shut off, say shalom, and it's on to the next one.